Hello everybody, I can't believe that we're on Thursday already. This week has flew by. So in today's English lesson, we are going to be continuing our work with Traction Man. And today is actually going to be the final part of our story writing. So it's very, very exciting. We're going to write the end to our stories. The word that I would like you to practice on your worksheet if you've got a copy, if not, just at the top of some paper, that is absolutely fine. The word that I would like you to practice 3 times is the word that's just come up on the screen now. So again, we're looking at words with the soft C sound. It sounds like a S, but it's actually the letter C that's making it. And the word that I want you to practice 3 times this morning is the word circle. Okay, and as you can see, the letter L is an ascender. So if you've got a copy of the worksheet, then the letter L needs to touch that top red line. Okay, I'd like you to practice circle 3 times now for me. Amazing. On to our starter then to warm up our wonderful writing brains. There are 2 questions on the board, on the screen now, and I would like you to complete them. So I'm going to read them out, and then we can pause the video here and you guys can answer the questions, okay? It says, tick the correct word to complete the sentence below. And then here is the sentence. He was, very fast. Tick 1. Now remember, if we were in the classroom, I'd be asking you to try each word in the sentence with the person who sits next to you. So what I would like you to do now is just by yourself, read the sentence with each of those words in and figure out what the missing word is from that sentence. That's the best way to find the answer. If we look at the second question, the one at the bottom, it says write a word to complete this sentence. I like to sing, dance. I like to sing, dance. So you need to think of a word that joins that sentence, don't you? I like to sing, dance. Pause the video here and answer those 2 questions for me. Okay, I don't think by this point anyone will need to rewatch the Traction Man adventure, but if you do need to rewatch it for whatever reason, maybe you forgot what happens at the end, which is fine. If you do need to rewatch the Traction Man story, then go to our writing channel page and you can scroll up and find the link to the video. It's on YouTube, Traction Man is here. In case you need to rewatch it, you can do now. We're thinking about the ending, so if you do rewatch it, I would probably just watch the ending. I'm not going to spend too long on this page because we've actually seen this twice now, but this was the beginning of my story. So as you guys have been writing your Traction Man adventure, I've also been writing mine too. This was the beginning of my story. Pause the video here if you want to have a little read through it, but I'm not going to read through it today because we've already seen this twice now. Now, in yesterday's lesson, I asked you at the start to edit your beginning. So this was one that I really liked that was sent in to me yesterday, a piece of work that was sent to me. And I loved how this person has edited their writing. They've clearly spoke to somebody about their work and they've fixed anything that needs fixing. And it's brilliant. So hopefully you've got something similar of your beginning. If you've not, you don't need to panic because it just means that you haven't got this piece yet, and that is okay. But I just wanted to share this with you and to celebrate it because it was a fantastic way of editing our writing. Amazing. So here is the middle that I came up with for my story yesterday, and you had all written your middles yesterday as well, and they were incredible. It was fantastic how you all remembered to include that gift that he receives and the outfit that he received, because that became his problem, didn't it, in the story. So I loved all of the middles that I read yesterday. If you need some help, you could pause the screen here and you could read through the middle of my story. I'm not going to read it out loud because I'm going to edit it in a moment, so it would be really helpful if you had your middle of your story in front of you now, or somewhere that you can see it. Okay, you need your middle of the story in front of you if you've got one. I'm going to do exactly the same as yesterday. I'm going to edit the middle of my story. I wrote the beginning and I edited it. Yesterday, I had wrote my middle. I'm going to edit it now. Being an editor of our writing makes us year 2 writers. It means that we're able to reread what we've written and make some changes. So I just wanted to remind you of the things that we were looking for in yesterday's lesson. Obviously, I was looking for capital letters and full stops, and then there were some other features that I was looking for in your writing. Let's have a look at one now. Okay, whilst you're watching, I'm going to edit my writing on the screen now. I'm going to reread my writing, and whilst I'm doing it, I'm looking for each of these things. I'm looking for capital letters and full stops, an exclamation, maybe an example of onomatopoeia, a preposition, that's just a fancy way of saying the position of something, where it is, and I'm also going to be looking for a 2A sentence as well. So I'm going to read through my writing now, and anything that I spot that's there, I'm going to keep that in my mind that I've got it. If I'm missing anything, I'm going to be sure to add it because those are the features that I'm looking for. On his second day after arriving, Traction Man finds himself in the shiny clean bath, and before he can blink, he becomes captured by the evil toes. I've got capital letters, I've got full stops, I've got a 2A sentence as well, so this far I'm doing good. Now I can see my next sentence starts with scrubbing brush. Now, scrubbing brush is the name of the character, so that B needs to be a capital. I'm going to make sure I change that. Scrubbing brush leaps from the floor beside the bath and swish. I've got 2 of my features there. I've got my preposition telling me where something is, and I've also got my onomatopoeia as well, my swish. The onomatopoeia is just a way of saying a word that sounds like the sound it makes. He tickles the evil toes. Again, that should be a capital because it's the name until they give in. Following all that fun, the next day Traction Man travels to Granny's house, that should say. So I need to insert a little word on top. Wonder am I going to be able to do it with the mouse? There we go, kind of okay. Granny's house in the intergalactic people mover. When he arrives, he's given a red glittery present. Brilliant, another 2A. Traction Man carefully unwraps the present and inside is a green knitted combat suit. Traction Man isn't so sure it'll help him, but he wears it anyway. He puts it on, but is surprised when his friends laugh at him. I'll prove it isn't so bad after all, he thought. Brilliant. So I can see that in my writing, I have got an example of an exclamation mark there, but I've not really got an exclamation sentence. So whilst I was editing, I can't do it because I can't write on the screen with that little pen, but I might add now an exclamation, like how sad he felt or something like that, because he did feel a little bit sad when everybody laughed at him, didn't he? So that's how I would edit my piece of work. And then this was somebody's work from yesterday. I've took this from somebody. And again, if I was editing this piece of writing, I would go through it and I would make sure that I've spelt things correctly and I've got my capital letters and my full stops. Okay, so I just wanted to show you, and if I was this person, I can see that this word here, we need to just look at the spelling of that word. That word is laugh. Miss Buckley's going to try really hard to try and write it with the mouse now. This should be, your handwriting would not look like this, boys and girls. But not too bad considering I've wrote it with the mouse. But again, fixing any spellings that you've got, maybe you could ask an adult to do this with you so that you could be asking them if you've got any spellings to fix as well. So that's how you would edit the middle of your story. Okay, moving on to the ending. We're nearly there, we're nearly at the ending of our story. If you've got your story mountain from the other day, you might want to get it in front of you and you might want to remind yourself of what you said happens at the end of your story. Okay, for anyone who might be a little bit stuck for the ending of their story, I've written one to help you. Now, I had a couple of children yesterday saying to me or Miss Thompson that they couldn't think of any ideas. Well, that's why I write this one for you guys. I write it so that if you are a little bit stuck or you want to know what sentence to write next, then this is there to help you. So something you could do is read my first sentence and maybe change a couple of the words in it. That way you've got an idea to start you off. Okay, so I'm going to read the ending of my story now, and then it's over to you. You're going to write the ending of your story. In the ending, this will be whatever Traction Man's final mission is, and how maybe people don't laugh at him anymore because of the outfit that he's wearing. Let me read you mine and you'll see what I mean. Traction Man travels home sad and quiet. He worries that his friends won't speak to him if he looks silly, but he wouldn't want to upset Granny. He went to sleep that night wishing that he could help someone in need and prove that his brand new outfit was just right. The next morning, Traction Man jumped out of bed, put on his new clothes and raced downstairs. "Help!" shouted the spoons. They had fell down to the floor with a crash. "What can I do to help?" thought Traction Man. Aha! I will use the green fluffy wool from this outfit to make a rope and save them. He carefully unravels the wool and starts to send down a rope. How brave he is! The spoons wait excitedly at the bottom for it to arrive. They are thrilled and apologise to Traction Man for laughing at him. All is well, and Traction Man and Scrubbing Brush can go back to their normal. But wait, what is that noise? Is that the evil scissors approaching? And that's where my story ends. So you're going to write the ending of your Traction Man adventure now. Now remember, everyone's ending might be different because you've all got your own ideas and you've all planned your story. But if you are stuck and you do need some help with the writing, then please read through mine with maybe a grown-up if you can, and use that to start you off. So the first sentence should say, Traction Man travels home sad and quiet. So you might put Traction Man flies home confused and worried. So you've used my sentence to help you, but you've changed it a little bit just to get you started with your writing, because sometimes it's really hard to think of ideas if we're not too sure. Okay, so pause the video, have this on the screen whilst you write, because that would be really helpful. Okay everybody, so here is your worksheet for today. You can find it on Teams or you can just simply write it on some paper. It really does not matter. We're writing the ending of our Traction Man adventure. Keep looking for the features for what I'm looking for and make sure you include them. Okay, when you've written your paragraph, so you've written your ending, you might want to look at them and think, have I missed anything out? Do I need to go back and edit this like I've done my beginning and my middle? Okay, so like I said before, you could rewind and go back to the last page that I was showing with my ending, and you could use that as your help for this morning. Okay, use that as your help. I can't wait to see them all come in. I'm super excited and I can't wait to see your full stories put together.